All righty, we'll call to order the meeting of the Town of Lake Clark Shores Code Enforcement Board hearing, June 22nd, 2022, 6:30 PM. Emily, could you please call a roll?
Paul Hughes,
Present.
Gerard Sanchez,
Present.
Ariel Hernandez, Deb Moody,
Here.
Debbie Gregorian,
Present.
Wesley Cook,
Here.
Taylor Materio.
Here.
Well, we'll stand and do the Pledge of Allegiance, please. I
Pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation,
under God,
indivisible.
with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you.
Let me take your pen, my pen.
Yes.
We have an oath of office. Mr. Hernandez is not here, but Mr. Cook, if you could please stand in the,
I can swear you in. Do you have it in front of you?
Yep, I do.
Okay, I'll just read it and you can repeat after me. I, and then your name,
Wesley Cook,
do solemnly swear or affirm
do solemnly swear or affirm
that I will support, protect, and defend
that I will support, protect, and defend
the Constitution and government of the United States
the Constitution and government of the United States
and the state of Florida,
and the state of Florida,
that I am duly qualified to hold office
that I'm duly qualified to hold office
under the Constitution of the state,
under the Constitution of the state,
and that I will well and faithfully perform the duties
and that I will well and faithfully perform the duties
of Code Enforcement Board member of the town of Lake Clark Shores,
of Code Enforcement Board member of the town of Lake Clark Shores,
on which I am about to enter.
of which I am about to enter.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Okay, you need to sign that and I guess return it to Emily.
Yes.
okay, the chair would entertain a motion to approve the agenda.
So moved.
Is there a second?
A second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Is there anyone opposed? Motion carries. Next item is the consent agenda, which includes approval of the minutes of our last meeting, May 25th, 2022. Any unfinished cases now in compliance and any new cases now in compliance. Dana, do we have any changes?
Yes, I have on page 2 at the bottom, Mrs. Mossbach's property, 7071 Pine Tree Lane. She is in compliance. The next page, the bottom 3 cases, 22-0295, 0296, and 0297, the Grushenka, Leitz, and Gabriel Moncada. 2 cases, and then Julie Hemstreet, all 3 of those are in compliance. And that would be all.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
The chair would entertain a motion to adopt the consent agenda
So
as
moved.
revised. So moved. Is there a second?
I'll second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Is there anyone opposed? Motion carries. Okay, disclosure of visits. We'll ask that any of the board members who have any firsthand information regarding any of the cases that come before us tonight, if you would please acknowledge that at the time we discuss the case. Swearing in witnesses. Anyone that's going to speak before the board tonight, if you would please stand and be sworn in by the town attorney.
Okay, over this way. Do you swear or affirm the testimony you will give be the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth?
I do.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Dana, did you say there was a case you would like?
She actually, her husband was home, so we're good.
Okay. First case is an appeal, McAfee Electric, regarding damage to the Keller Road traffic control structure. Dana, could you,
Yes, you're fine. Emily's actually going to give you the intel on this.
okay,
Yeah, I have a little bit
And
more
I just
information.
verified she was not the operator of the vehicle.
okay.
Okay, so it was on April 11, 2022, at approximately 5:10 p.m. The vehicle was approaching the Keller Gate traffic arm and failed to stop at the gate arms and failed to stop at the stop sign, resulting in damaging the gate arms, which was repaired. And so we sent, what happened is that usually a work order is done. And then in this case, a police officer went over there and put the gate back. And then later on, a utility employee went over there to make sure that everything was okay with the gate, which, you know, it was once it was put back. And then we had someone from the police department look at the video to see what happened. And then that's when we issued this letter to McAfee asking them to pay $500 for the damage to the Keller Gate.
Okay.
So if you would like, I have the letter here that we sent. And I also have the video.
I'd like to see the video.
Okay. So here, I'm just.
And just to add, this is just normal protocol that the town does. Anytime a vehicle strikes the gate, we've written many of them, and the majority of the people do pay them. 'Cause you tell them they're on video.
If you want to enter this into evidence.
I'll make a motion to enter this into
And
evidence.
what is it that you have there, Deb?
It's a letter from Lake Clark Shores Police Department to McAfee Electric dated April 12th, 2022.
Is there a motion to adopt the letter there into evidence?
She just said, yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, I motion.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
All in favor, say aye.
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 Anyone opposed? Motion carries. Okay.
Okay, the video. So it's the truck.
Okay. Uh-huh.
Oh,
Okay. Dana, do you have anything to add?
No, the
Okay,
video speaks for itself.
okay. And ma'am, your name is?
I'm Pam McAfee, and I'm president of McAfee Electric. I was not the driver of the vehicle. The driver is in continuing education that was scheduled prior to this hearing. I do have a sworn statement from him of the event that took place. If you'd like me to send it to you, or would you like me to read it? I have a
Is-
copy for
is-
you,
is
and I
that-
have
you
a
have a-
copy for myself.
Okay. Can you give that to me, please? Thank you. And this is, who is Robert McAfee?
He was the driver of the vehicle.
Okay. Can we get a motion to enter that letter into
I motion.
evidence?
I motion to bring into evidence.
I'll second that.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Ma'am, why don't you go ahead and summarize from the letter what you know of this incident?
Okay.
And I have a few questions I'd like to
All
ask.
right, Robert pulled up behind the vehicle sitting at the gate at Keller Road. He sat there for a bit of time waiting for the gate arm to open. Once it opened, he proceeded to follow the vehicle in front of him. And all of a sudden, much to his surprise, the gate arm came down on the vehicle. It broke his windshield and also the gate arm. He didn't see any visible signs telling him that each vehicle has to stop and wait. Otherwise, he would have stopped and waited. I'd like to show you the pictures of the information that was sent to us with the violation. And it shows bushes that are in front of the stop sign and also the information sign. And he says that he never saw that, being the second vehicle back, that he just didn't see it. So when we went on April 23rd at 1:49 to take pictures and to see why he couldn't see it, I noticed that the bushes are now gone and the signs are very visible. So the reason I'm here is to ask that the fine be removed because the bushes were not, it wasn't clear, a clear view of the signs because the bushes were there when he hit the gate. He didn't actually like just run the gate. He followed another vehicle through, not realizing that you had to stop each time.
But you
And
can
if
see
he
the
had known that you
sign.
had to stop, he would have stopped.
Is this his first time coming here?
I have no idea. I didn't ask if it was his first time.
So
I've never been on Keller Road,
Is
to be honest
Robert-
with you.
does he have the younger boys?
He does.
Okay,
Well, he has a younger boy.
so he's been in Lake Clark quite a bit. He's got a lot of friends here. They did work for Lake Clark and they do a lot of.
I tell you
work
what
in Lake
is
Clark.
funny, he was doing a friend
So
a
it's not
favor.
new to him.
Yeah, well, I don't know. I don't know that. But he was doing a friend a favor. He'd gone over to help his mom with some electric. And they say no good deed goes unpunished. So, but anyway, I was hoping that you would give it consideration because of the fact that there was blockage. And then when we went to take this picture, there was no blockage. So someone had clearly cleaned the bushes from in front of the stop sign and the information sign.
You
And I
see
can
the
share
stop
these
sign
with
there.
you as well.
Okay. Ms. McAfee, I have a couple of questions. Did Robert contact the town and tell them that he knocked the gate apart?
I don't know that answer either.
I don't think there's any
No,
documents that he did. So
I don't know.
he broke it and then he left. There's no police report that I understand.
No.
I'm wondering, did he think he needed to take responsibility for this?
I wish he was here to answer these questions.
Yeah, I do too.
Like I said, he's in continuing education right now and he couldn't miss the class. This came up after the fact, after he had registered for it. I mean, if you'd like to reschedule this and ask him to come back, I'd be okay with that. You can ask him the questions. But I can't honestly tell you, you know, what he thought or knew or what he did afterwards.
I don't know personally, this is just my personal opinion, okay? I don't know anybody that goes to a gate, a traffic gate, that clearly is in front of you that tells you to stop. Watches it go up and thinks a numerous number of cars can go through there before it comes back down.
I have seen gates that you can do that with. They normally have a red and a green traffic indicator telling you when you can go and telling you when you can stop. I've never personally been on Keller Road except that when we went to take the pictures, because I couldn't understand how he didn't, you know, see it. And then when we got there, I was like, oh, I understand because now the bushes are gone. But here's also a picture of his windshield that the gate broke.
So you're thinking that he was dependent upon the signage of some sort to tell him not to go through when there was a gate with red lights on it
When he went through, the gate was up. The gate was
Right.
not down.
for the
So it's not like he rushed the gate. He followed the
Car.
car in front of him through.
he, in his letter, he did put, I pulled up behind a vehicle sitting at a closed gate.
right.
Yes,
So he
it
knew
was
there was a
closed.
gate
It
there.
was closed.
I have a gate at my office that I exit out of every day that does stay up for multiple cars, and maybe I need to rewatch the video. It does seem that he doesn't actually stop at the stop sign after, whether the signage, and again, I would probably want to rewatch that, but whether the signage is covered or not, I would, as a driver, stop at the stop sign before following.
And
Which is why
contact
both the
Lake Clark
signage
Shores.
and the stop sign are there, I believe, to make sure if one is missed.
You don't see his
It-
taillights come on, do you?
Like,
No, 'cause he didn't stop.
No, he didn't know he had to stop. That's what he
But
said.
when
Well,
you,
I thought that's.
so from a
what they-
distance, it looks like a little bit of shrub, but you can clearly see a red stop sign. Everybody knows what a stop sign looks like when you get your license. But also, I would think that if your windshield was damaged and he felt he wasn't at fault, he should have contacted the town to dispute that. And he did not
Well-
contact the town until he received the letter.
Exactly. And that's when he said to me,
But I would have called right away, like, hey.
I'm not him. I'm only here asking for
I'm
forgiveness.
familiar with him.
I can't answer.
Is he related to you?
He's my husband. Yeah,
Okay.
my 72-year-old husband.
thank you.
I don't know what to say about what he could have, should have done. I only can say what he said happened, and it was covered with bushes, and then all of a sudden the bushes were gone when we went to take a picture.
Are all of these for the folder or are these your copies?
You can have them.
Okay.
I have
There's-
2
I
more.
see shrubs there, but I clearly see a stop sign. And in this
Well,
video,
maybe it's clearer for you to see because you know it's there.
But you can see it in the video.
See it in
I
that
can see in the video.
there.
That's what I'm
Oh.
referring to.
Yeah.
I mean, I can clear, I mean, hey, JR is human, so that happens, but he ran a stop sign.
Right, and we don't go that route. We just do the whole, they do it civilly. We don't write,
Right.
unless an officer's actually sitting there,
Right.
they might, it's up to them, it's their discretion if they want to do a traffic stop, but we don't go that route. Some other cities will write you moving violations and things like that for the stop sign, but we opt not to do that. Just so you guys know. And we don't do crash reports where it
Right.
could hurt people's insurance and stuff like that. Lake Clark actually has chosen, it appears to me, to do it the nicer way.
So it's my
'Cause we could
understanding,
have did that as a hit and run, by the way.
so it's my understanding the options here are to impose the fine, dismiss the fine, or reduce the fine.
Seems logical.
What's your,
Did you, Emily, did your letter give him a time certain by which to pay the fine?
Yes, I
I
think.
read the letter, but I
Let's see.
think I missed it.
Well, actually, I don't know where the letter is anymore.
Did anyone review the code language?
I have it right here.
Yeah, can we read that? So I think there's a couple of words in there that
It shall be.
are critical in the understanding.
It shall be unlawful and a violation of this code for any person to willfully or intentionally deface, damage, or alter any portion of the Keller Road traffic control structure and appurtenance thereto, including but not limited to the gate, control box, and any person found to be in violation of this section will be punished as provided in section 1-11.
May I speak?
Sure.
He did not purposely do this.
But he didn't take responsibility for it either, did he?
But is that part of the code violation? Is that part of what we,
I don't know. I just heard him read the start of the.
I know, I'm talking to Mr.
Oh, I'm
Hughes.
sorry.
It's okay.
I thought you were looking at me. I'm sorry.
It's a little confusing with us down here and them up there.
But wasn't he tailgating? Well, I mean,
No.
he's
But
kinda
those are,
close.
those are the criminal or like the traffic violations that we don't get involved with, right?
You can do that stuff, but the town opted not to do that. They want to do it the civil way. We could go and do a crash report and put it as a hit and run, put his insurance and things like that.
But that's not our job to determine if that's what happens
Right.
next.
Right, I'm just saying that that's.
It could be the next step.
You can do it, so this is actually a better way of doing it than that way, because then
Right.
you're kind of getting penalized on your car insurance.
Can I ask, and please understand, Mrs. McAfee, but if we do reduce the fine or not, then we're kind of setting up precedents for future situations. I mean, to me, it just looks like you ran a stop sign. And, oh, there was a crossing on top of that, so. Well, I just,
I'm having a little trouble with the willfully or intentionally defacing, it says. I don't know if he willfully went through there thinking that he was gonna tear down the gate, or he intentionally went and said, boy, the gate's coming down, I'm gonna run it. That's the point. I see the video. I understand the video. The signs are there. At a certain age, you're supposed to stop. But the code says if he willfully or the person willfully or intentionally deface. Where in that video does it show he willfully defaced?
because he didn't bother
He
to
didn't
pull
stop
over,
for a
pick
stop
up,
sign,
move
sign
the,
so the
move the
gate can go
pole
down.
out of the way for other people. I mean, nothing personal, but he just kept going. He didn't even,
No brakes were applied.
no brakes. He was
There
tailgating.
was no effort to stop the vehicle.
I hate it, but it might be a little bit on the, but we're making a lot of judgment. The
He
bottom
may
line
not
is,
have, of course, he probably didn't do it on purpose,
yeah, but
but he did.
I'm sure a lot of
And he
people
didn't
didn't.
report it to us.
Oh, I understand. That's just,
I guess I would think, hey, I'm sorry. I mean, I would have done something, and this is just me or whatever, but you see it's on the road, you kind of pull off the side. Let me make sure, not any more damage happens or someone else,
A lot
Drive
of
it
people
through.
don't realize it's on camera.
yeah, well,
There, but they don't realize.
I'm just making,
Everything.
suggesting if it's not willfully, I mean, there's other actions you do also. And one is thinking for others, hey, something and clear the debris, but if we make it a motion or do something to reduce, then I think we're setting precedents for future hearings.
It disturbs me personally that he didn't contact the town and tell them he did this. He should have done that, in my opinion. And he didn't. And we damaged the property as well as his windshield. Would someone like to make a motion?
This would be assessing the fine.
That's the one I was thinking.
What, number 5? Okay, I'll do the motion. Based on the testimony and evidence presented in case number section 30-3, I move that this board find the respondent in violation of the sections 30-3 of the town code ordinance and impose a fine in the amount of $500 commencing today, which shall continue to accrue until respondent come into compliance in addition to the town's cost for prosecuting the matter.
Is there a second?
I'll second it.
Can I ask a
Further
question?
discussion.
Did you intend that to be a $500 per day fine until the ticket is paid?
I don't think there'd be authority for that.
Yeah.
A fine of
A
$5
fine of $500
Clarify that.
effective today.
effective today.
To be paid within 30 days? Is that what the letter indicates?
10 days, 10 business
Within 10
days.
days.
Okay, so, all right. So you want me to reread or,
Does anyone need that reread?
No, if you just amend your motion.
yeah, I'll
accept that
amend it. And then, yeah, fine for $500 that will be effective today, and then it'll be paid within 10 days to the town.
And we had a second.
Second.
Any more discussion? Are you ready to vote? All those in favor of the motion say aye.
Aye.
Is there anyone opposed? Motion carries.
All
Thank
right.
you. Thank you for coming. Ms.
Thank you.
Murphy.
So no opposition?
Okay.
Nobody opposed?
No, there was no one opposed.
Okay.
We'll now move on to unfinished cases. Case 220172, Juan Gomez and Luz Gomez. Dana, can you help us out there?
Yes, Mr. Gomez said that he could not afford to miss work, and they should be finishing up his roof in the next couple days or so. So he said, but by the next meeting, it should be completed. There's the photo that I took today. So technically, there is no tarp on the roof, so
That's what I was
I
gonna,
was gonna also bring up that technically he could be placed into compliance, but I wanted to run it by you guys because there is material up there and I didn't know if he had a permit or,
Can we verify?
he said he spoke with Mary. So it was in the process, but I'm not sure.
Yes, he has a permit. I have in my notes that the permit was requested and approved by the building
Perfect.
official, and that they're waiting on a notice
The
of
metal,
commencement.
yes, but and then he's doing a metal roof. So he
So-
said they had to get the material.
So
I-
material is there, but he doesn't have the permit yet?
No, he does.
he does.
He has a permit.
Hence the permit.
If you guys are okay with it, I would like to say he's in compliance because the tarp is gone. So the roof is no longer in disrepair,
Well, he admits
But
the
it's
roof
not-
is in despair.
but it's not done. So,
I mean, he
Well-
admits that it's.
so he's getting a new roof.
But
needs to
that's,
be repaired.
and that's what we asked of him as well, was that he
Yes,
moved through
I
the
did not
process,
Expect him to get a new roof this quick.
that we asked him to move through the process however means necessary to get a new roof on and get rid of the tarp. That was the conversation we had at the last meeting.
And he also said he thought it'd be 60 days before he could get his roof on because of the backlog. And
I'm actually impressed
Yeah, that's what the appeal,
that there's, yeah.
so they've started, they've
Oh,
already.
yeah, and there's the material and stuff sitting on the roof.
Okay, I know that feeling. All right.
He got his quick. Other people not so quick.
But he's at least moving on it. That's-
Yeah, so if you want to discuss it at the next meeting, it may not even make it there because he said it should be done in the next few days. But you never know, weather and things like that can change. But he seems to be very ambitious about getting it done.
I'm for the next,
And he could not miss work. He was very sorry.
I'm for maybe moving this on, still
Until the next meeting.
until the next meeting.
So the motion should be that he's still not in compliance. And that we give him another 30 days to come into compliance or a fine may be imposed.
Correct.
Would someone like to make that motion?
Can we simply just postpone it to the later date?
Right.
Number one?
number one.
You could do that?
Yeah. I'll make the motion that based on the testimony and evidence presented in case number 220172, I move that this board continue this matter until the Code Enforcement Board hearing on July 27th, 2022.
I'll second it.
Is there any further discussion? All those in favor of the motion say aye.
Aye.
Is there anyone opposed? Motion carries. Okay. The next case would be 220173 Diane Smith. Roof and disrepair, tarp on the roof. We previously stated that if they didn't come into compliance, a fine of $50 a day may be imposed.
Mrs. Smith did contact me. And she dropped off her contract with Elite Roofing. She had a class to attend and she had asked me if she should cancel it. And I told her no, because she was just coming here to bring you the contract and tell you that she's buying her new roof, which is what she told us she was doing at the last meeting. So I didn't feel that she needed to cancel her class. So she brought me her contract from Elite Roofing. And she said that she paid them a deposit with her Visa for $2,040. They ended up having COVID hit in the office, so things are just a little bit delayed, she said, but it will be getting done. So if you want to see the contract, she signed it, but they
When
didn't
was that
sign it yet. June 7th.
Do you know if they've applied for a permit yet?
No, they have not.
That's why she said they were delayed because of COVID in their office. Mrs. Smith isn't throwing us for a loop or anything. She's not like that. But here's her contract.
She also said there would be 60 days after we got talking
She got
about
on it quick.
Mr. Gomez.
She always takes care of anything.
She said that she was running into the same problems, 60 days.
I would be in favor of continuing this case until next month, just the same as we did the last case.
Is there a motion to enter this contract into evidence?
My motion.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
And Debbie, you want to make a motion to postpone until the next meeting? Is that right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Based on the testimony and evidence presented in case 220173, I move that this board continue this matter until the Code Enforcement Board hearing on July 27th, 2022.
Is there a second?
I second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries. Okay. The next case is 220174 Diane Smith, mildew on roof.
It's the same house.
Right, same house, same person.
Yeah, she can't do anything until that's resolved.
She's getting a new
I'm
roof.
gonna clean it.
So continue,
yeah.
postpone.
Oh. You gonna do it, Taylor?
Sure. Based on the testimony and evidence presented in case number 22-0174, I move that this board continue this matter until the Code Enforcement Board hearing on July 27th, 2022.
I second it.
Any further discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Is there anyone opposed? Motion carries. Okay. Next case would be under new cases. Joseph Friedman. Case 220292 and 220293. If there's no objection, we'll discuss these together and then vote on them separately, okay? Dana, would you like to?
Yes. On May 4th of 2022, I issued Mr. Friedman's property. I won't say the address because there's no need to and it's a confidential record. I issued his property a violation for mildew on the residence, section 3420, and the roof in disrepair having a tarp on it, section 3420 and 3419 9C. Very shortly after these were issued, he did reach right out to me and he let me know that he has an insurance claim going on. So just as we've handled all the others, I've explained, we bring him before the board. He's here. I did let him know that I would leave the notices on his door. So they were posted on June 13th of 2022 at 2:41 p.m. Oops, and I checked it again.
Okay, Mr. Friedman, can you bring us up to date on your progress of getting it taken care of?
Sadly, I think you guys, this is like a broken record around here. I guess insurance companies suck. But anyway, I have a claim with Citizens Insurance who subsequently denied me. And now I'm in litigation through an attorney. So you guys probably know better than me how this whole thing goes because this is the first time I ever put an insurance claim in. And I've lived here forever and paid my insurance claims and whatever. Make a long story short, I'm probably in the same boat as everybody else where everything's related and everything's, connected to the claim. So I guess I'm asking for a continuance or how this goes.
Well, I guess, and we happen, one of our board members is missing because has even more knowledge and that deals with it, but you're looking at months in where your roof probably won't get resolved or a court or be seen or heard. In the meantime, your house is being rained upon, you're having whatever issues or
Yeah.
And I'm sure you have pictures, they've already put the claim, they've already probably came and inspected your house. So they know exactly everything, but the bottom line is you've got your home and it's needs to be taken care of. I know a lot of times the attorneys tell you, hey, don't do anything, sit it out. Well, they're not living in the property, it's your investment, but then it's also the town. And as you can see, everybody would be in the same boat. It really is, you're the homeowners. It needs to be taken care of. And my question is, how many months do you think anyone should wait to have it taken care of?
Like I said, I've never been through this before. And as far as I'm concerned, I don't understand. To me, it's cut and dry. I have a roof leak. I contact my insurance company. That's how this works under wind damage.
So the last two cases, sorry not to interrupt you, the last two cases that we listened to that were similar and we just discussed again with Smith and Gomez, very similar situations. And I don't know why we would handle this any differently. He's going through the process as he should be.
Basically,
I'm not
are you
gonna-
working with the roofer to get?
Buying their roofs.
Are you
before
getting?
They were in,
I mean,
they were in the one of them was also talking
And
about
that's what I talked
litigation,
about.
but we gave them the time to go through the next steps is what I'm saying.
And that's the conversation I had with the adjuster and with the lawyer, and they had, because I said, why don't I just I'll just pay for the roof, no problem. They said, that's not how this works. Do not do that. That's not the process.
I'm kind of surprised that they would advise you that way, not to protect your property.
Yeah.
Well, that's what the restoration company came out there and did.
Yeah.
Per the insurance company, that's like this whole process. I have no idea.
Restoration company is there to make money though, so if you have further damage, it's more money to them.
No, they're there to stop whatever damage is further going on. So that's how this whole,
When was this noticed?
May 22nd.
oh, I can,
I'll take it to work.
Like that, when did you receive your notice from us?
6/13.
That's the hearing notice.
Okay,
The first
Oh,
notice is May 22nd.
Okay.
The door hanger.
Sorry, this is the only one.
okay.
I can tell you from personal experience, tarp is not enough.
How old is your roof? Because I've been here for 15 years.
Yeah, it's about
You got here
10
after I
years.
started
No,
working
well, no, I've
That
been
roof-
there since 2012.
here. Okay, yeah, so I was here in 7, but, so I'm saying, how old is that roof? Because I know that was a foreclosure home.
Yeah.
I remember that.
Yeah.
Good memory.
I even remember the lady's name. It's horrible. That's what I was wondering, did you ever pull out the file and look at how old your roof is? or
It
anything?
wasn't even on the documents.
No? And
Wow.
did you ever look at your building file here?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. 'Cause sometimes that helps, that's why.
No, I agree with you.
I guess what we're trying to say is,
If you're saying take the tarps off, then whatever.
no, we
No.
want you to take, we want you.
We never tell people to do that.
No,
That you
We-
gotta protect your home.
you need to protect your home and move forward on your own to get your roof
Again,
repaired and then you go after.
If I wish I could say a concrete date and time frame, I mean, obviously, this was just filed 5/18 from the lawyer. She said it could, you guys are probably more versed in this than I am.
6 months is what we've been hearing.
Did I hear you say, Mr. Friedman, you're prepared to replace the roof?
I'll take the tarps off right now.
No.
Repair the roof.
Well, I'm not gonna go against my lawyer's.
But I think you said.
I said, that's
you
what
were
I advised to
prepared
her. I said, oh, look, I got holes in my ceiling. My wife is all mad at me. I got tarps on my roof. Thank God they're not blue or I would be dead right now. That's why I told them, I said, look, man, I can't, for my own personal sanity of living with somebody that I love, can I just do this? And they said, absolutely not.
That roof is probably beyond repair. It has to be replaced.
Yes, I agree with you. Yeah, and that's what I don't understand. The justification of what they said is because I tried to make it right. That's why they're not, that's why they're not.
Have they seen the violation or have you showed them what you?
Yeah.
I would start there right now immediately because if you've seen our past hearings,
I haven't.
okay.
I think we would like to see you take the steps that in case this is in litigation for a year and which, that would be an endless amount of time. Then we have no idea how these litigations are
This is
going to
my
go.
first time up here. This happened a couple of weeks ago.
That's what I'm
I'll
saying is
figure it out,
take the
but I need
steps.
time. Let's just say that.
That's what I'm trying to say is that we'd like to see you take the steps to maybe get quoted on a roof repair or replacement. That's what we've asked of some of the other cases that have come forward to move through the steps so that they're prepared to put a new roof on and demonstrate that to us if they need to.
They've also said the same thing you've said. They
Yeah.
were advised not to fix the roof or whatever.
I'm not a
Unfortunately, there
lawyer,
was a lot of poems here that were, and,
not an insurance person, I'm not an adjuster.
right. No, I'm just letting you know from experience of serving on this board.
If you want, you can call up the town hall. We don't recommend companies, but they have a list of roofing companies that are licensed to do work within Lake Clark, and you can call all of them.
I'll
Yeah.
figure it out.
Because I know sometimes
You
it's
need
a
to
little
get some
hard.
quotes.
All right.
Okay, then figure it out. Try to help you.
No,
I'll
no,
move-
I'm just saying, because he's like, I need to get some quotes.
So the property is in violation.
All right. I'll go
Also, it might be worthwhile for you to tell your attorney and maybe citizens that the town is acting
Oh,
on this
citizens
thing.
don't care.
Well, I know, but at least it's a shot at
I'm on
something.
notice.
Yeah.
Okay.
So would we be able to do the 30 days like we did for the last one to have him come back and prove where he's at as far as, I mean, to me, that seems like the appropriate next step since that is exactly what we did with the other two cases.
I think we need to find the property in violation currently, which it is.
Well, I have a problem with the 27th of July. Nobody can make that.
Well, no, you'll be coming here in the meeting and probably giving us the status of
I
where you're at.
won't be able to be here. I'll be out of the country.
Shit, they're up.
Okay, but
He can give me all of his stuff.
Right.
I
Right.
can give it to you guys. If you have estimates or a game plan, you can call
And
me.
like I said, if the tarp is a problem,
we don't, I think you're understanding.
I understand you, and I'm on 100%.
The code
on
is
same
actually
page.
roof and disrepair tarp.
You want me to get estimates for the roof, some quotes. But just like the last gentleman, if the tarp's off the roof and he's no longer in
Right.
non-compliance.
That's only
He's
part
getting
of
a
it.
new roof.
He also had a permit filed with us. I mean, there are some
Yeah,
additional.
we're allowing, he's got the peel and stick on his roof.
Okay.
So he's
The
now,
roofer
I had
stick.
just my roof and I had it on for
He-
quite a time. They can actually be on the roof for 6 months, but you know, the
Yeah,
materials.
that guy had a barrel tile roof, so all of that's taken off. now
And
we have
and what we did
his
with
roof is
him,
protected.
since you didn't see the last case, we're talking about it like you know what we decided, but it was found in violation. And the fine would be at the 30-day mark when he was going to come before us to show us what had been achieved. And this is now that point where he isn't here, but was able to demonstrate,
Right, we'll do the same
even
thing.
without being here, what has been achieved.
Okay.
You're gonna do this.
Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and make a motion. Based on the testimony and evidence presented in case number 22 dash, no. Is that it?
Yes.
Yeah. 22-0.
292.
Yeah, I'm on the wrong page. I apologize. There you go, Mr. Freeman. Okay, case 22-0292. I move that this board find the respondent in violation of section 34-20, 34-19, subchapter 9C, roof is in disrepair, and tarp on it, of the town code ordinances, and I move that the respondent be ordered to correct the violation on or before July 27th of 2022. If the respondent fails to comply with this order, a fine in the amount of $50 per day may or will be imposed.
Maybe.
And again, maybe.
So as far as my correspondence.
Well, let us finish this.
Okay.
First, Mr. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Okay, further discussion. Mr. Freeman.
So as far as my correspondence to the 27th, because I will not be here,
You,
I can give her, there's just like what happened before when people weren't here.
Yes,
You'll be able to, okay,
Correct.
yeah,
absolutely.
Yes.
You'll
You
give
can
her-
email it to me, you can bring me copies,
understood.
whatever works.
We're on your side,
I
believe it
got it.
or not. We're,
But don't take the tarp, don't go home and take the tarp off your roof.
Right,
and
that
cause
doesn't
more
solve the
damage to your
issue.
house.
Do that.
yeah, no. But we do want you to move forward with the,
Well, you're not the only one.
yeah. Oh, I'm married too. I believe me.
all those in favor of the motion, say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries. Now, mildew on roof for Mr. Freeman. Next case.
No, his is mildew on the residence, that's part of
That's
his
the thing.
insurance.
Oh, mildew on the residence. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I gave you the testimony for it, and it's part of his insurance.
claim.
He can't
Yeah,
paint because he has to do
because that's a flat
stucco
roof.
work.
Everything
Really?
is leaking, yes.
I got you. Okay.
Ah,
So,
Mildew, rust, peeling, paint. It's the
Yeah,
same
it's
section. I
from
just
the-
didn't sit and write it
From the
all.
water damage.
okay.
okay. So I'll do the same, I'll make the same motion. Okay. Based on the testimony and evidence presented in case number 22-0293, I move that the board find the respondent in violation of sections 34-20 of the town code ordinances, and I move the respondent be ordered to correct the violation on or before July 27th of 2022. If the respondent fails to comply with this order, a fine in the amount of $50 per day may or will be imposed,
Maybe.
or may be imposed.
Is there a second?
I'll second that.
Any further discussion? All those in favor say aye.
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 Anyone opposed? Motion carries. Mr. Freeman, you'll get a document, a final order stating all this in writing, and you can give that to your attorney
Okay,
and maybe that'll help you get things moving a little faster.
appreciate that.
Okay. Thanks for coming.
Thank you.
Okay. Next.
Good luck. Have a safe trip.
Next case is 220294, and I'm not sure who the
LLC.
property owner is.
My name's Emily. I am the project manager for the property.
You're the
Project manager.
project manager.
Yes.
Okay, and Emily, what's your last name?
Crosby.
Crosby. And you're the project manager. Okay. If you give us just 1 second.
Sure.
Dana, would you like to present this to us?
Yes, this was actually a complaint given to me by Mr. Sanchez. I did not notice this.
Okay.
On May 13th of 2022, I issued the property located at 7404 Pine Tree Lane a violation for having the pool in the backyard, no positive barrier open to the public, safety issue, section 125-475I. I always recommend that they put up the orange barrier. I will note when I dropped off the violation, there were workers on the property, and as I walked up to the front door, you can see the back of the house, and they had orange fencing around the fence. There was no water in the pool. But they did, after receiving this violation, add the orange fencing. But again, just like we do with all the other properties, we take them before the code board because it's pool.
Yes, safety.
So she did reach out to me after the hearing notice was posted on the door, June 13th of 2022. Emily just had the posting up there for the same violation. She reached out to me and she had indicated that she had gotten some estimates. And then I also passed along the woman who was down the street from her who was able to get her fence done rather quickly. I shared that with her to see if she wanted to check with them as well to see if they had better timing than some of the others. And she's here to give you the rest.
Now, is this going to require a fence around the property as well as around the pool itself?
No. No. All they have to do is put a fence on the north and south side. It's on the water, so they don't have to do the back side.
A fence on the property?
Right, just gates, whatever you want to call it, fence on where the orange fencing is where the fence will have to go.
You just have to close up.
That's it, so that you can't access it
The
from
front
the land.
sides? The front sides?
Yes, people on the water don't have to fence along the water.
But you have to go down the side.
Yes,
Yes.
and there's currently
Well-
one side, the north side has a chain link fence, and our quotes include a chain link down the south side and the front facings of the house.
The house is on the water, right? I did
Yeah.
have that right. Okay, I thought so.
Ms. Crosby, how long do you think it will take to get that taken care of?
To be completely honest, I would say we are looking about 60 days out. Just based off of the project itself, we were hoping to have had this house closed up and livable in March, and now we are here in June and there are no walls or floors, but we are making progress. There's just a lot of delays with materials and labor. Like Lieutenant Fisher said, we've actively been working on these quotes. I have actually had these quotes being dialed in by a few different companies for the last, I would say 40, 45 days. And finally just was able to receive something in writing from them after 2 site visits. So at this point, what we've done, as Lieutenant Fisher said, that the back of the pool has been fenced in with the orange construction fence. And then we've also added a secondary fence to the north and south side of the house. And I do have photos of that. That's very secure. So I would like to say 30 days, but realistically, I would say 60 days. We should have all fencing dialed in.
Now that looks like it's part of the.
It's open right now, but it's probably because the workers were there.
Yeah, they were probably going in and out. I went there this morning and took photos, and I made sure like it is secure and it's their job to secure it after workday.
There's nothing on the windows either, is there? Those windows? Or
Those windows, those are hurricane impact windows.
Oh, okay.
The house does have windows.
Yeah, the windows and the roof were the first things
You
to
can
be
jump
done.
right
Yeah,
through the windows.
Just no walls.
yeah, just no walls yet. And we have permits for everything. So we're going through all the processes.
And I'm just curious with the fencing, and that's good you got the permit, is pretty much the yard or backyard, the 2 north and south side fencing. Are you pretty much done with the backyard where you could put the fence and just,
No, right now, we're actually, Monday morning, we have a meeting with the exterior team, which is basically they're refinishing the pool, moving the pool equipment. None of that has been done yet. And it will be done in the next, I believe they're starting on the pool next week.
is there anyone that's there on a daily basis that can be responsible to make sure that those fences are closed?
Yes.
Reason is I walked, and I'm just letting you know, and I'm disclosing, yes, thank you for reminding me that I.
You told me to.
There you go. But I walk a lot.
Yeah.
So I have gone there and times, fence will be closed, there's times that the fence is open.
Mhm.
And it's early in the morning, so it was obviously forgotten or.
Right.
So I am concerned, and not only that, for your liability or whatever.
Right.
God forbid that something happened but who's actually taking responsibility of the property and then inspecting to make sure that that fence is closed when the workday is done?
Yeah, our contractor should be, and I can have that conversation with him and make sure that he's held responsible for making sure that that fence is closed every night when they close up. I didn't realize that it was left open. So this is the first time that I'm hearing that it's been,
When they
No.
leave, they lock the front door, right?
They
You have
do.
the electronic lock
yes,
on that door?
that's
So
correct.
they have to press the button to lock the door.
Correct.
Maybe put a note right there that says secure orange
Yeah.
fencing.
Or I'm going to fine them $500 a day. I mean,
I hear you.
So you're saying, what, 60 days for the fencing?
I would
Okay.
say we anticipate the pool being done in the next 30 days. So fencing, I would say would follow another 30 days after that.
Okay.
Well, I would suggest this come back before us at the next meeting.
Yeah.
We find her, not you, I'm sorry, the property that's not in compliance currently.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Can I?
Go ahead.
I can absolutely revisit the timeline. Like I said, Monday, we have a meeting with the exterior pool fence, everybody that's doing exterior work. I'll have definitely a better timeline at that point on when we can expect that fence to be up.
Can I just clarify, the actual code issue is that it was left open, correct?
No, there's no proper barrier.
So even when
can't
it's,
use-
even when it's in construction, it can't be the construction barrier that they,
So we recommend they do that, which they did, but you still have to have fencing for a pool.
right, when you do like your CO, you have to have the fencing for your pool, but while it's being put in,
Is this
there's-
fence to
there's-
code at this point?
that's what I'm
As a
asking.
temporary?
If it was
Permanent.
closed,
Temporary.
As a
We're looking
temporary?
for-
Site, but you still have to have the.
Yeah, we're looking for permanent fencing, for safety purposes.
I had a fence put in about 6 months ago and I waited about 2 months for them to have the material and a permit in
Mhm.
hand, so.
You have a lot of fencing.
Hmm.
You have a big yard.
But unfortunately, that's what I've literally probably called 7 different fence companies and have been successful with dialing in 2 of them to make them actually show up and give me solid numbers on paper.
I hear you.
Dana, this fence is okay until she gets the fence in. They're going back and forth doing the
It
pool.
would still be in violation, but that's the only choice that she
Right,
has.
right.
They put it up right away.
Typically, we would, if a property that didn't have any fencing at all, and historically, nobody shows up to even present to the board, that's a serious safety violation, and the fine would be it would be imposed, and it would be much higher than typical. But they've put up the orange fencing for,
Right, and it is clearly a construction site.
Right,
I know.
and we're working very hard on
Right.
trying to get it done. They wanted to move into it in March. So
I'm
they're
really
very
kind of
upset.
surprised that a construction company and a pool company aren't aware of securing a pool.
Oh, we have actually quite a few
Oh,
of them. I
yeah.
found another one.
Yeah.
I've had multiple pools put in. We've always had the orange,
Mhm.
multiple layers of it. And I can tell you every day they were leaving it. Like it was a constant have to go home, check the camera,
Right.
put it up kind of situation.
Right, for
But
them, it's
you
a-
have to stay on top of it
Yeah,
for sure.
absolutely. So I can definitely have that conversation with our contractor tomorrow and just readdress that.
that's good. Okay, would you like to make a motion?
Yeah. Go. Based on the testimony and evidence presented in case number 22-0294, I move that the board find the respondents in violation of sections 125-475, subchapter I, of the town code ordinances, and I move that response be ordered to correct the violation on or before July 27th of 2022. If the response failed to comply with this order, a fine in the amount of $100 per day may be imposed.
Second.
Further discussion? Are you ready to vote? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries. Okay, Ms. Clark, any questions?
We'll continue to work this out.
Okay,
Thank you for
thank you.
coming.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Since I would see you, can you have the modal on? Thank you. I'm just telling you.
Can I ask something? Just a quick question. I know it doesn't have, how long is our, but it's been a long time. How long are we allowed to have pods? I guess every town's different. I know
You're allowed 2 weeks is what the ordinance says,
Mhm.
but nobody has made an issue of it and the house is under construction. So
Right.
I'm just asking because I had pod, they only told me 5 days, but all right.
I don't know who told you 5 days, but that's wrong.
I think it was the comp, because I didn't know it at the beginning,
If the
but I was just
company told
curious.
you, they don't know. Each city would have its own, but it's 2 weeks.
Okay,
Thank you, Ms. Crosby.
thank you.
I believe that is all the cases that
You're
come
welcome.
before us tonight. Are there any comments, suggestions, updates by anyone? Emily, anything?
Not that I can think of, but I was at my conference, so my memory is not that good right now. But if you have any questions, I know I suggested, I think, to some of you to watch the town council meeting last week because there was a lot of discussion.
Very
about
exciting.
Code enforcement.
Yeah, it was interesting.
Yes, so I guess this is to be continued, but.
Do we act on any of that stuff came to the council meeting? It was,
I got a sense
Very,
that
very
maybe
exciting.
we will be.
has anything come
We will
forward?
be.
Or how- Dana, have you
Um,
been instructed how to deal with the trailer situation? Okay.
Do I explain it or? No?
I'm not sure what they told you, so.
I don't know, am I allowed to tell them or?
Well, I guess the question is your job is if cases are brought, you hear them, and if they're not brought, you don't.
Right.
Okay.
Oh,
Thank you for the
the
clarification.
next item would be adjournment. Is there a motion to adjourn?
Aye.
Is there a second?
I'll
second
that.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries. Thank you, everyone. Appreciate it.
Good night.
with that.
I have a question for you.